Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day today. We are back with another video, and today we are taking a look at the brand new NieR Replicant. Hey guys, welcome back. Well, first off, before we get too far into it, let me actually say the official name of this game is actually NieR Replicant version 1.22474487139. Freaking crazy long title. It's not just NieR Replicant, so I just wanted to get that out there. And I had to look off the case because there's no way I was going to memorize that big old number for this video. And real quick, before we hop right into it, I just want to thank everyone that jumped into my last video, or actually the video before the last video, for the giveaway. You guys were all awesome. Unfortunately, not everyone can win, but stay tuned because we will be doing more giveaways in the future, so you guys want to be subscribed for those. But yeah, man, NieR Replicant, we're just going to call it NieR Replicant for sanity's sake, so we don't have to say this crazy long number every single time. But for the video's sake, we'll go NieR Replicant. So this is, it's not a new game, but it is a new game. It's kind of weird. I've never played any of the NieR games before, like NieR Automata? I don't know, something like that. It looks good, and I'm definitely going to be picking it up after playing this one. But this is like a prequel. So what I figured out, because I wasn't quite sure, and it is confusing, and even after I've looked up everything, I'm still not 100% sure. So if I mess up this next part, please feel free to correct me down in the comments, as I'm still a little confused myself. So NieR Replicant, I guess, came out in the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 days. Excuse me. And the NieR Replicant was only available in Japan, and then I guess they released, I think it was just called NieR for the 360. At least that was the picture that I saw, but it wasn't quite the same game. Like, you were a much older version in that game, and you weren't like in this, the Japanese version, you started as a younger character. Yeah, so I was kind of confused. I didn't know if this was a remake or just a remaster, and it turns out it's kind of like in between. It's not really either of those, which is really weird. I've never heard of a game that I know of. There might be some out there, but there's never been a game that I've known that was kind of the in-between. The reason I say that, and a lot of other people are saying that, is that it's not a remake because, or I shouldn't say it's not a remaster, because there are a lot of things that they actually just did. I guess in the original one, a lot of the NPCs that you talk to and stuff like that now have full voice cast. Some of the cutscenes are totally remade. Like, some of the cutscenes actually look really fantastic. And so they have remake type elements to it. Like even the fighting style, from what I was reading, because I haven't played any of the other games, like I said, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but they made the combat more like a, I'm gonna butcher this, I keep saying automata, NieR Automata, the sequel, NieR Automata, Hakuna Matata, frick dude, I don't know, Automata, we'll just say that. If I butcher that, feel free to roast me in the comments. But they tried to make the comment more like that game. I understand it's not quite the same, but it's much more fast-paced. It's much more smooth, like that game is. So yeah, it's like that, but it's also, since this was a 2010 game, it came out, you know, way long ago, and so the graphics are updated. It definitely still feels like an old PS3 game, old 360 game, but nonetheless, I still very much enjoyed the crap out of this game. It was a fantastic game. Well, just like with all my other videos, guys, we're going to kind of break this up into some of the things that were super awesome and some of the things that I didn't quite like, pros and cons, and then at the end we'll give my final verdict of what my personal feelings of this game overall. So starting off with the pros, starting off with the good side, the things that I enjoyed a lot was that the combat was pretty simple, and that's something that I look into in a lot of games, is how does it feel, how does the combat feel, because, like, yeah, you can have games that have good story, which definitely helps, because I'm a big story-driven gamer, but also like if the combat's not very good, then it's kind of rough to play. But this combat was fine. For me, I think the magic was where this game shined the most. The magic abilities, I really liked. They look really cool. You can throw like magical spears. You can even have like a bunch of spikes come up from the ground. So there's like, I don't know, I think there's like 8 or 9 different magical abilities. And for me, I think that's where the combat really shined, was during that magic. Like as far as like sword fighting goes, like it's more like a hack and slash kind of button masher. You just kind of smash, you know, square for the light attacks and triangle for the heavier attacks. So combat, as far as like sword play goes, was pretty average, I would say. It actually kind of feels like, if you guys have ever played Kingdom Hearts, and maybe it's not like Kingdom Hearts, but when I was, like I said, I'm brand new to this series, and my first initial thought the second I started battling enemies was like, dude, this is a lot like Kingdom Hearts. Even like the little enemies that you fight at the very beginning of the game remind me of those little enemies that you fight at the very beginning of the game in Kingdom Hearts. Now, I've only played Kingdom Hearts 3, and then the Game Boy version, whatever that one was, that was like the Reverse or something like that. I can't remember. But, I mean, I guess they're both Square Enix games, and I don't know if they're made by the same developers or not, but it was definitely giving me big Kingdom Hearts vibes, kind of mixed with Kingdom Hearts and Shadow of the Colossus. I think that was great. I thought the mixture was really cool. It's something that I really liked. So combat was fine, and that's what reminded me of a lot of Shadow of the Colossus and Kingdom Hearts 3. And I kind of rambled there for a minute. Going on to the another thing that I really enjoyed was the characters, man. Some of the characters were I really enjoyed. Our main character, he was okay. He's kind of, for those that haven't played, the story of this is that there's a brother and sister, and the sister has some sort of illness, where it's called like the Black Scroll or whatever, and she gets like this writing all over her skin, and eventually I guess it kills these people. And so the story is that he's trying to find a way to heal his sister. The main character, I guess he would be NieR, but you get to decide his character. I've seen lots of people just refer to him as NieR. So yeah, and that's kind of it. And then on the way you meet a few different characters named Kane, or I butchered names already. My sister. Kane and Emil. And I'm sorry if I butchered those names again. But some of those characters, they were all fantastic. Actually, my favorite characters that I really enjoyed was actually Emil and the book Weiss, or Vice, whatever his name is. Grimoire Weiss. He was super funny and realistic, and I really liked the charm that he had. It was just really funny listening to him, and even like some of the side quests, because we'll get into the side quests in a minute, like were not good at all. And he would literally be like, this is a big waste of time, this is stupid, why are we here? And I'm like, exactly, why am I doing this? So, I don't know, I really liked Grimoire. It says Vice, like they say Vice in the game, but it's with a W, so I don't know if it's Weiss or Vice, but it sounded like Vice. And then Emil was I really liked his character, super interesting, and kind of going into spoilers here. So first off, guys, if you guys haven't played the game yet, definitely go and play the game. It is fantastic. You'll love it. It's awesome. So spoilers, my bad. We're a little late into this. But yeah, he can turn people to stone, like him and his sister were experimented on, and at the end they kind of combine their bodies, and she passes on, but he takes her old body, which is like this weird, crazy killing machine type body, and that's like the iconic weird like circle head thing with like the creepy smile. Anyways, both of those characters were probably my favorite characters. Kane was also really cool, really interesting. The only thing I didn't like about Kane is that I feel like she unnecessarily like would swear like a ton, and maybe that was just part of her character. I didn't mind it too much, but yeah, the characters, like I said, super fantastic. Loved all the characters. And honestly, dude, like the story overall, I don't want to go too much into the story because I really don't want to spoil it, because the story gets really good. And you guys should definitely go play it. But the story was fantastic. At first, the story was really slow. It was a slow burn, but then you hit a certain point and it's like does like a 5 years later type thing, and basically after that, dude, the story just gets going and it gets really good. There's multiple different endings to this, and at the time of recording this video, I've only done 3, I think. Yeah, 3. A, B, or not A, B, yeah, A, B, and C. Maybe I'm about to do C. It's something like that. So there is a few more endings that I still need to do, but yeah, there's multiple endings, and I heard the sequel to this, the other NieR game, Automata, sorry, had like 20-something endings, 26 endings, I don't know, something crazy like that. So this one definitely doesn't have as many endings, but still quite a few endings. And then another thing that kind of I really enjoyed about this game, which, like I said before, gave me the Shadow of the Colossus vibes, is that all the boss fights were really fun, really big and grand, and I loved the bullet hell type combat. I mean, it's not nearly, I've been playing Returnal, that's a brand new game, and it's kind of like that, but like Returnal's like dialed up to like a freaking 100. But yeah, like all like the red orbs shooting at you and trying to dodge them, it was a lot of fun. The boss fights were incredible, and I very much enjoyed them. And that's pretty much all the things that I really liked. I mean, I'm sure I'm missing a few things, but overall, I really enjoyed this game. Graphics were great. There's a few times, that the graphics didn't look so good, or like the characters weren't, that whatever. But I didn't have any frame rate drops. I didn't have any glitches. Game worked fairly smooth, and ran at pretty much 60 frames per second the entire time, which was freaking awesome. I love it when games do that. Now going on to the things that I didn't quite like about the game. First off, that you'll notice right away, dude, is the side quest. Oh my gosh, the side quests are ridiculous, especially in that first half. This is a game where, like, not that I was gonna quit, because I paid for it, and so I was gonna play it whether or not I liked it or not, even though but this was definitely a slow burn at the beginning. Like, you start out as like this little boy, and like I said a few minutes ago, there's like the 5-year jump. Basically everything that happens before that is really slow. All the side quests are really like fetch quests. It's like, hey, go run over here and get sheepskin, and then run clear on the other side of the map and go get 3 antennas, something like that. Like, they were just all so tedious, and the rewards was just gold. There could have been some other rewards that you got. Honestly, I couldn't tell you, because I just stopped doing them after a while. I did, I think 20 quests, something like that. Or no, maybe 15. I got some sort of trophy that said, like, for doing 15 or 20 quests. It was something like that. But literally all of them were exactly the same. Run here to go get that. Oh, and then, oh wait, by the way, I also need this. So all the side quests were a pain. Moving into the next part, which I kind of... oh no, I haven't said this part yet. Yeah, this also kind of goes along with the slow burn, is that there's no fast travel. It's a fairly large area, and there's no way to really get from point A to point B besides literally just running there. Like, of course you get to run, like, after you're running for a little bit, like, you get like a speed boost where you start running a little faster, but for the most part, even that just seems like it takes forever to get to. And so having a fast travel like that's something they could have put in the game, especially since they added some new stuff to the game already. Like, it just doesn't make sense why they didn't put fast travel in it. I think it would have made the game a little bit more bearable at the beginning, for sure, because it was, like I said, which kind of goes into the third part, is that the beginning, like, all those things put together just makes the beginning part just feel really slow and burns you out really fast. Nothing crazy happens until you finish the main quest. So those things put together, I mean, I guess after a while you get to ride a boar, and so, like, you can hop on a boar every now and then. There'll be a boar right outside one of the little things, and you can fast travel. And even going off the fast travel that I didn't really like, you do get fast travel in this game, but it's very... I don't like it at all. It's not even a very good fast travel, because it's like you have points that you can save at, which I thought would have been more logical to put like, oh, this is where you save at, but instead you like, let me click an area and fast travel, but it's like, no, you have to run to a boat dock, and then from the boat dock will take you somewhere that's kind of close to where you need to go, but it's not necessarily where you need to go. Like if you're going to like the desert place, I forget what it's called, it'll literally sail you to the desert, but then you got to run all the way there. And so it's fast travel is not very good, and even then I felt like I didn't get fast travel till like the last couple hours of the game. So I don't know, those are the things that I felt like really weighed this game down. Like I said, it just made a really slow burn. The side quests were terrible. Fast travel was pretty much non-existent, and when it did, it wasn't very good, and all those together just made the beginning parts just really slow. So, but you know what, dude, overall, like, despite those things, this game was still fantastic, still really good. And honestly, once that second half started, the game picked up really good, and I didn't mind as much having to run to these different places, because like the story was just going. And like, I don't want to spoil anything for you guys, so if you guys haven't yet, I am gonna recommend this game. You guys go play it. The story is fantastic. The only thing, oh, I guess this is a con too. I have my notes down here on a whiteboard, and I totally forgot to write this. But there's this one scene where you go into like this forest, and instead of doing like a cutscene, which would have been cool to see, it was like text. It was so weird. I've never seen that in a game before, where I mean, maybe in some of the older games, but I haven't played a lot of these older games, you know, because this is like a remaster / remake. And so it was like a weird, like, where you go inside this dude's dream and you're trying to save him while he's inside the dream, but instead of, you know, either playing the part through his dream or seeing it as a cutscene, it was like text that would come up and you would have to read it and then answer the questions. But it was literally like just reading. There was nothing on the background. There was nothing. It was weird. I mean, it wasn't too bad, but I just thought that was weird. I mean, they could have. I was just thinking, as like, that could have been a crazy cool cutscene, or it would have been fun to hop inside this dude's mind. Like, there's this one where it's like a maze, but the water's filling up, and you have to escape this girl's maze dream before you drown. So it would have been really cool to play. And those are pretty much the only things that I didn't really like. I'm flip-flopping back and forth because I'm remembering things now that I'm talking about it. Also, the music for this was top-notch. It was fantastic. I loved the music in NieR Replicant. Super good, super fantastic. And yeah, if I were to give this, going over, you know, after the pros and cons, thinking about it, man, I actually haven't really thought about this too deeply, what I would give this out of 10. You know what, guys? I don't know. I think this game has some really great moments. And you know what? I'm just gonna stick with it. I'm gonna give this game an 8 out of 10. I was kind of hovering between an 8 or a 7 because those cons were like really, like, the beginning part was just like a drag, and I felt like it was taking forever. But that second part was just so good, and the story, out of all these things, the story was definitely its strongest point. Story really, like, changed my mind. If the story wasn't as good, I probably would have given this like a 5. But man, that story was so good. And Emil for me, he was the star of the game. I freaking loved his character. I loved his story. So interesting and unique. And I seen that he's in the sequel. And so I'm ready to play that game to see what's going on with that, to continue the story. But yeah, guys, I would give this a solid 8 out of 10. What would you guys give it? Have you played it yet? Let me know down in the comments if you have, and what did you guys think of it? I lost my train of thought here, but yeah. Definitely a great game. I'd highly recommend you guys go play it if you haven't yet. Like I said, it's not quite a remake, and it's not quite a remaster. It's literally like in between. It's more than a remake, more than a remaster, but not quite a remake. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, 8 out of 10, guys. Thank you for jumping onto the video. Thank you for taking the time out of your guys' day to watch this. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and consider becoming a subscriber. We definitely have more videos in the future. And like I said, thank you guys for the last couple videos for jumping in on those giveaways. You guys are freaking awesome. Thanks for liking and subscribing. And stay tuned because we will be doing more giveaways in the future. And yeah, we'll catch you guys on the next one.